Hello all, welcome back. Welcome back to Shri Training. Here I'm back with my next class. Hope you all are fine and safe. So let us start today's class. So we were discussing about types of skills, three types of skills: basic skills, gained or acquired skills, and third one, temporary or transferable skills. Among that, the first type, basic skills, which I divided into three sessions. Session 1, basic skills at childhood level. Session 2, basic skills at adolescent stage or Dehnarian stage. And third session, basic skills at Vicinarian stage or adulthood stage. So among that, the first session, basic skills at childhood level, was completed, and now let us go for session 2, that is basic skill set adolescent stage, or it is also called as Dehnarian stage. Okay, so session 2, that is early adolescent stage. Again, this session 2 adolescent stage, I divided them into three sessions. Once again, basic skills, three sessions. Session 1, basic skills at childhood level. Session 2, skills at adolescent stage. And third one, session 3, skills at Vicinarian stage. Among that, the first session, basic skills at childhood level, was completed. And this is session 2, basic skills at adolescent stage or Dehnarian stage. Again, this adolescent stage is again divided into three categories: early adolescence, middle adolescence, and late adolescence. What is this early adolescent stage? Early adolescent stage is the age between 10 to 13. The age between 10 to 13. And the age before the 10 is called as childhood, basic skills at childhood level, that class has been completed. And middle adolescent stage, that is age between 14 to 17. And the next one is late adolescent stage, that is age between 18 to 21. Once again, the adolescent stage, again three categories, three stages: early adolescence, middle adolescence, and late adolescence. 10 to 13 of age, 14 to 17, 18 to 21. Okay, so next here, basic skills at adolescent stage, that is Dehnarian stage, in which the first stage is early adolescent stage. The adolescent stage is again categorized into three sessions, three stages. That is the first stage, early adolescent stage, and next one, middle adolescent stage, and the third one is late adolescent stage, in which the first stage, early adolescent stage, that is the age between 10 to 13. The children who comes under the age between 10 to 13, they comes under early adolescent stage. And what are the skills they will come to know, what are the changes we see in them? Let us go into the topic. So the stage of early adolescent stage is of learning and knowing. The child starts learning and knowing. The activity of learning, the activity of knowing more and more things, this all is developed in this stage. In the present stage, in this early adolescent stage, we find children, they start learning new things. They get the interest to learn more things, and they want to know about more things. The curiosity also develops. The anxiety, the curiosity to know more things is also been developed in this age. This is the stage where child starts learning and knowing the new things. The child wanted to know more new things other than what is happening around him. He wants to know more things. So this happens when he moves around, when he go with more people, when he communicate with more people other than his nearby, other than his near and dears, other than his family and siblings. When he come across with the teachers, when the child come across with the teachers, mates, and neighbors, so on. So whenever the child come across with all those people, the child start learning and knowing new things, and maintain healthy relations with the teachers and classmates. So maintaining healthy relation in the sense means making good friends, knowing about the teachers, knowing about the things around him, and just opening up. Okay, so moving freely to the teachers, moving freely to the family members, and mingling in the activities. These all are comes under maintaining the healthy relationship with the teachers and classmates, and to know culture and behavioral from elders, how to be with friends and mates. The child starts learning, starts knowing what is the culture. Culture in the sense not the traditions or superstitions, not that. Culture means the behavior of elders. He adopts the behavior of adults. So we can see the children, they imitate the elders, they imitate parents, they imitate their elder brothers, or they, most probably we see they imitate their favorite cartoon characters. They are much born with cartoon characters. And also we can see somewhere also the child or the children, they imitate their favorite teachers also. So these all things shows that they are in observation, they are in keen observation, they are following. This follow up is being developed at this age itself only, that is the age between 10 to 13, that is early adolescence stage. And next, developing public speaking and open talks regarding the subjects and other social things. The child starts developing speaking. He wants to speak more. The child communicates more. And we must observe that the child should communicate with more and more people. The child must learn more and more, because the more they learn, the more they communicate, and the more they are very interested to learn new things. It makes them perfect. It makes them known about the different things, different new things also. So here, developing public speaking. Public speaking means speaking with many people surrounding him, around him, and open talks regarding the subjects. The child starts speaking about subjects. The child has to speak about the subjects. It not only develops his speaking skills, but also develops a grip on subject also. And other social things. Social things in the sense just happenings around his surroundings and happenings in the school. The child they starts discussing whatever happened in the school with their parents, and so on. This all comes under social things. And next, develop interest on curricular activities. The child must develop curricular activities. The child must develop interest towards curricular activities. These curricular activities, it not only refreshes the mind, but also it refreshes the physical activity. Nowadays we see most of the children, they spend with their labs, or they spend with their systems, computers, video games. They just confine themselves to particular place, they stick up to particular place. But the child must go out. The child must come up with all these things. He must give up all these things. Not only the studies, but the child must involve in curricular activities also. This, obviously, this refreshes the mind. And also physical activity. As per the health issue also, it is very important that the child must involve in curricular activities. And curricular activities, not only the outdoor games, but also indoor games, or any other co-curricular activities like learning music, listening music, and many are there, writing poems, stories, painting. So and so we have many curricular activities. So the parents can encourage the children to learn some or other activity other than the studies. It is very important, because other than studies, when a child shows interest in other topics also, it refreshes the mind of a child. And next, other than this, develop speaking skills, public awareness, develop social moves, know the differences of good and bad, do's and don'ts. And see here, at this stage, the child's mind evaluate and analyze what to do or not. So for this, the child needs the guidance of elders. Obviously, the elderly guidance is always essential for the child, but this is the stage where primarily the child starts evaluating and analyzing what to do and what not to do. Either the child has to, if we observe, the child has to evaluate what the work the child is doing. Either it is good, either it is bad, what to do, what not to do. Everything should be evaluated and everything should be analyzed under the elderly guidance. Elderly guidance is always should be with the children for some stage of the child. And next, the child also should analyze what is good and what is bad. So this is also elderly guidance is must and should. Here also the child must analyze what is good, what is bad, must identify the good things and bad things, what's going on. And especially when the child start making friends, at the time the child must make a good friends, and that shows that the child is analyzing good and bad. Have a good relationship with siblings and make good friends. Here the caring and sharing starts from home itself, that is from the siblings and parents. So maintaining a healthy relationship, maintaining a good relationship with friends and with siblings and with parents, grandparents. So moving among them all with a good relation. And also along with this is the stage the child starts making friends. So here the elderly guidance is required again to see that the child is having a good friends, he is making a good friends. And a good friend, so a good friend always keeps your spirit. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Always a friend is always our whatever we cannot share with our siblings or our parents, a friend is always there to share everything. Whatever the situations are, a friend is always there. And you are known by your friends and mates only. How the one of your identity, to know your identity, one of the topic to know your identity is by your friends and mates. So you are known by your friends and mates also. So this is a very important task, to make good friends. And parents needs a keen observe regarding the interest of the child and encourage and support them to be success in their interest. So here parental guidance, elderly guidance is must. Just as I said that parental guidance and elderly guidance is must to some stage of a child. So everywhere from the day begins to day ends, so everywhere elderly guidance is important, either at the home, if the child is at home, parental guidance. If the child is with friends, elderly guidance, that is the teachers or elders, you know, elder brothers or elder siblings, their guidance. And everywhere this elderly guidance is very important, because this is the just a primitive stage, a starting stage, the child starts knowing new things. So that the child's mind is not much matured to know what's going on, what is good and bad. So to some or extent, to some stage, the elderly guidance is very important. And then the parents should be focused on child's interest and encourage and guide them. So the parent should identify the child's interest. Interest means in when we take to the subjects, in what subject the child is interest, and if it is activities or any games, sports. So it's the primary duty of the parent to know in what way the child is interested. And also it becomes a duty of parents to know in which way the child is lacking also. Both ways, the child has to know the interest of the child, and the parent has to know how the drawbacks of the child also. So by analyzing this drawbacks and the interest and balancing both of them, it can help the children to develop, and it can help the children to know more and more about what weakness he has and in what interest he has, and he can just come up with his interest. Okay, so the next stage is middle adolescent stage, that is age between 14 to 17. So the first stage was age between 10 to 13, and this the age between 14 to 17, middle adolescent stage. So here this is an intermediary stage. This is an intermediary stage between childhood and adulthood. So 10 to 13 was childhood, and adulthood more than 20 years, 30 years, it is an adulthood. So we cannot say the child is fully matured, or we cannot even categorize the child as under matured. So this is an intermediary stage. So this is an intermediary stage where the child requires more elderly guidance. The child's interest and everything should be observed more than required level by the elders and parents, teachers, and whomsoever are the elders. And let us see what are the skills developed at this level. So the first one is self-involved. Self-involved involvement is seen. Involvement has to be there, and involvement is seen at this level. Involvement in the sense that the child starts involving in homely activities, the child starts involving in other curricular activities. Learning is different and involvement is different. So earlier I said the child has to learn curricular activities, the child has to learn homely activities and more tasks and more works, more new things. They must learn new things. And next stage he must execute and learn, involve in the activities, and the child learns to involve in homely activities. In this stage the child starts learning homely activities. And here the parents part is also there. The parents also should assign a simple tasks to the children to make them develop their involvement skills. So simple tasks like filling the bottle, sorting the books, cleaning their own room, folding the sheets, and going for markets. And like this, a simple task can be assigned to the children to develop their involvement skills and to develop their public awareness, social awareness, and public speaking, communication levels. Everything will be developed by assigning them simple tasks. And next, to learn to do their personal works and helping the family members and younger ones in their work. And also the children can help their younger ones and also their elder ones. In both the ways they can develop their own knowledge also. And involvement shows that this involvement also shows the cooperation between the people. That is the cooperation between his siblings and cooperation between the mates, cooperation between classmates or friends or anyone. So this shows the development of involvement. And next, cooperation and collaboration are to be taught by the teachers and elders. So just as I said, cooperation and collaboration. Cooperation, here again two topics, sharing and caring. So the child has to share, the child has to cooperate his family members and also the friends and teachers. This develops the child's innovative and creative thinking. This cooperation also makes the child to develop the innovative and creative thinking. The child starts learning, when the child starts learning new things, the child may think in a other way. So it develops his creative thinking, the thinking power, the innovative sense. Everything are developed by cooperating with each other. And cooperating with each other also develops sharing and caring. So with that skill develops at this level only. So this the skill which we see that this skill starts at this level, it carries to his adult stage also, at the time where he work with his teams and when working with teams and at workplace also. This when the child starts developing these skills at the primary level, at the childhood level, this cooperation, collaboration, sharing, caring, it helps him in this at his workplace also, when he works in large groups, or when he is when the child is with the large families and large groups, teams, as a team leader everywhere. This cooperation and collaboration are much useful when the child develops at the childhood level itself. And next, collaboration in the sense, just encourage more people to work along. So working with more people, encouraging with more people, other than keeping yourself isolated, other than restricting yourself. If the child moves with more and more people, he can learn more and more, and he can learn more new things in such a way. So the collaboration between the people also should be encouraged and should be developed at this level itself. And the next one is goal setter. So this is the right stage to decide the goal and follow your dreams. So a goal setter, in the sense, here we cannot say that child completely set his goal and he starts dreaming about his goals and he start the career about the goal. But we can say that the child get a thought that what to become, what is his goal, what the aim he is, that is developed at this stage. Goal setter stage we can call goal setter stage. That is, a thought arises, a thought takes birth at this stage, that what the goal, what his aim is. Okay, so this is the right stage to decide the goal. Either we cannot say totally completely whatever the child dreams about the goal is going to be fulfilled, not maximum or not minimum, not totally it is a completely a goal setter, but at least the child gets a thought, the thought that he can set a goal, that he can have his aim. Always dream about your future and strive to reach and set your goal and aim towards success. So always think high about your goals and aims. So the child has to think about his aims and goals in a very high level. Okay, and when the thoughts are high, ultimately the results are also high, because the when the dreams are high, when the thoughts are high, our execution also obviously will be high to reach that level. So always dream high, that there is no restriction. The parents also never restrict the child to a limited. Let them dream high, let them dream in all the levels, let them think in all the angles, and let them decide. For this guidance is required, elderly guidance is required obviously, but let the child think more about it, let the child think in all the corners, from all sides, let the child think and decide a single goal, and that goal should be decided by the child himself only, and only guidance is required by parents and elders, but other than that the child has to decide his goal and aim. And dream high and let the destiny decide the result. Always dream high and never think about the result. So when efforts are high, ultimately the results are also high. See here, when you put the effort, high efforts and a very defined efforts, and when your determination towards your aim is strong, when your determination towards your aim is strong, ultimately the results are also obviously, undoubtedly they are high and as expected. And next, always dream about your future and strive to reach and set your goal and aim towards success. Always dream about the future and aim for success. Always think about the success and what are the tools to reach the success, and how can I reach the success, and what are the paths, the right paths. For this again elderly guidance is required. Always the parents guide them and know the child's interest and guide them in what way they are going, and always treat them in a right path. And in this regards, your parents, teachers are your ladders to appraise to your destiny. See, just I said that the goal should be decided, the aim should be decided by the child himself only, but no parents, not the elders. And parents and elders whomsoever are there, they are the supporters. Just we support you, we guide you, but the destiny and the final decision, destination is yours, is only dependent upon the child's thought. So that's why this stage can be called as a goal setter stage.